Going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Get It Done. I'm your host, John Guerra. Any means, let's get straight into the episode.
And I can't go on, I can't go on like this, just dwelling on it.
Like this,
Used to be, I can fix these halls and patch these walls, but there's no
Let's get straight into the episode, guys.
What's going on, guys? What is going on? It's been a while. Basically, I had an episode up Friday, but it really wasn't like a new episode. I recorded that back in July. Yeah, some episodes I record and I totally just forget to post them. Like, my mind is like going in order, and I fell really behind at the time. I tried to schedule ahead of time, but I ended up just like, I don't know. I ended up a lot of episodes didn't get posted after all. A lot of episodes have been just, I put them in the vault, as I say. I put them away, and when the time comes to put them out, the time comes to put them out. I took realistically, I haven't been posting that much either. Anything. I haven't been posting anything. I've been taking a few days off, holding glasses in my hand. I don't know why, but, let me tell you something. It's been a crazy weekend here in the SA of Texas. We had UFC Noche. I was going to go, but I ended up not going. Really kind of did want to go. Went to the weigh-ins, though. Went to the meetups, the meet and greets. Met Paulo Costa. Was a big Paulo Costa fan for a while, guys. I really was. I liked Paulo Costa. I was a big fan of him versus Luke Rockhold, him versus Romero. He had some good fights, man. That guy was vicious. I liked him. I like his hype, but he hypes up the fight a lot. Him versus Adesanya was a dope fight, but I was a big Adesanya fan, at the time especially. And I knew Adesanya was going to win. One of my good friends of mine named Jose was a massive Costa fan, bigger than me. He was a really big Costa fan, and he was going for Costa. I was going for Adesanya, and we all know how that ended. But I met Costa. We talked. Real cool guy. Honestly, really cool guy. He was just chatting it up everybody, and you don't expect that when you meet someone like that, and it's like a big line. You think that's something like, oh hey, photo, but he was actually having a conversation with you, And me and him, he was like, hey, what's your name? And I was like, it was John. So then we did the face to face, the regular photo, all that. And then I was like, I really liked your Luke Rockhold fight. It was really dope. And as soon as I said that, I was about to walk away. He pulls my hand back into his heart like this. He's like, yeah, man, fight was so cool. He's like, I love that fight. And it was like, yeah, the Romero fight as well. It was just really cool. And he was like telling me about it. Obviously, he has an accent, but I was just trying to explain that. But yeah, he was a really cool guy. Really cool guy. Great experience with Costa. My friend, let me tell you something. My friend Sam told me that because when you go face to face with him, he low-key locks in. He just goes locks in fully, and Sam went face to face with him. And Sam told me he just started shaking. He was kind of scared. He thought that he was about to start fighting right there and then. Because it was really interesting how he goes from being a chill dude, and then when you go that face to face, becomes a killer. And it kind of gives you that mentality. Imagine I actually was about to fight Costa. We were going to fight tomorrow when we were having our final face-to-face. It's wow. You get to see that moment. And then after we went on our high horse real quick, drove all over to meet Tracy Cortez, baby. Tracy Cortez, long line. We got there pretty late. There was 30 minutes left when we got there. So we didn't get to talk to her. It wasn't talking. It was really quick photos. But I took my photo. I didn't like the photo that much. They took it really quick, and they did what is it called? The wide thing, when you zoom all the way out, and it's a far photo. That's the ones they took for some reason. But when we went out, I saw her leaving, and I went up there and I talked to her. I was like, Tracy, can I get a photo? And I took a photo with Tracy, and it looks like we were just walking, and she leaned on my shoulder, and we took the photo. That was a pretty cool one. But yeah, I made her reels. I made her reels in her story. I made everything. So that was pretty chill. That was pretty cool. Met her the next day, and we actually kind of had a little conversation. And it was really cool. And we took a photo. I wanted to get kind of creative with it, so I went like that. And she did it too. And it's funny because in the photos, it looks like we're just chilling, we're just chatting it up, laughing, having some giggles. But Tracy was pretty cool too. I think Costa's dope. I think they're both pretty cool to meet. But yeah, so, okay. What I was going to try to do on the second day, Saturday morning, was the vid I was going to drop for y'all, because I haven't dropped anything, was going to be Tracy Cortez punching me in the stomach. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to do that. I'm going to ask her a question, and then I'm just going to be like, can you punch me in the stomach? Because she was punching people in the stomach. But since it was so long, I think she got there late to the meet and greet. there was so many people. It was like, just take a photo. Just go take a photo, take a photo, take a photo. I got to talk to her real quick, but it wasn't like a real in-depth conversation. But yeah, that was that whole experience. I didn't get to get it done, which is all right. Let's get into the news real quick. The adventure emo, the Moose, keep a corner Australia on its toes. The adventure of a moose. That's what Australia is dealing with right now. That's their big news for Australia, is that they have a moose going around, scaring the locals. Maybe it puts on a mask. Maybe it's hiding in plain sight. Like, maybe like you're talking to someone, like you're like walking home and you're talking to this person, and all of a sudden, like, you turn, you look back, and like they lift their mask and it's a moose. You're like, oh, whoa. You get a little startled. A moose. You thought it was your best friend Jimmy, and it ended up being a moose. But yeah, sure, it's a good adventure. Maybe they'll write a book about it later on. Emo, the Moose, the journeys of emo. But Australia is a really crazy place. I was always really scared of Australia. Though, if any place that involves me waking up in the middle of the night and having a giant foot-wide spider does not sound like a good place for me. I would always see those photos of like Australia, it'd be like the corner of the room, like a massive spider, like a spider like this big. Dude, I get scared if I see spiders like this big. And it's like, oh. And a big fear of mine, I don't know, I'm sure a lot of people share this, is that I don't like having bugs in my bed. If I wake up and I see something in my bed with me, it terrifies me. It could be anywhere else. It could be in the restroom. It could be in the kitchen. That's fine. I will deal with it. But if I wake up in my bed and there is a bug or any kind of animal in there with me, no, unless it's like my dog or my cat, okay? Yeah. But if it's something I don't want there, no. Because my bed is like my place of peace. I'm going to bed there. I'm trying to relax. That's where I get to just like, you feel comfortable. You feel comfortable. But man, Australia is a big no-no because of that for me. Big no-no. In other news, the super fight happened. Canelo versus Crawford. Watching this fight, let me tell you something. I had a lot of money on Canelo, and I had a lot of money I could win on Canelo. Canelo win. Let's say this is beforehand. Canelo wins the fight. I would have won a lot of money because I had a 2-man. Especially my friend put it in for me out of nowhere. Was Lopez to win, which he was a plus 200 underdog against Silva. Lopez dogs Silva, finishes him in the second round, and I was like, oh my gosh. All I need is Canelo. And I had so much faith in Canelo. Because this was my mind. My mind told me Crawford's the better fighter. Crawford is an amazing fighter. But the weight was going to be too much of a difference. Crawford was going to gas out at some point. Canelo's power was going to take over. That's what I told myself. Because I know Canelo is not great against great footwork fighters who can move, who can be swift, like the way Mayweather was. Everyone was like, oh, he's going to do the same thing that Mayweather did. But in my mind, I was like, Crawford's going to want to get in there. He's going to want to bang with him, which he did. This fight happens. I'm sitting there. I'm witnessing it. I'm like, okay, Canelo's down 0-3. Canelo's down a few rounds now. He's going to start figuring it out. But Canelo looks so frustrated. He looks like you could see the emotions pouring out of him. Like he can't figure it out. And you're thinking that he's going to try to figure it. Like your mind's always like, oh, Canelo's going to figure it out at some point. He's going to figure it out. And he never did. The fight goes all the way. And in the championship rounds, they start banging at each other. Crawford's taking that Canelo shot and he's giving him like 5 back. And then there's that one clip that to me like solidifies what the whole fight was, is when Canelo throws a shot, Crawford counters clean on Canelo, and Canelo gets hit and he looks at him like, he's like, oh, like I can't believe you just did that. Like Canelo was like awed that he countered that quick and that crisp. And it's like at the end of the fight, Canelo loses. Crawford wins. And Canelo says he's better, he's way better than Mayweather. And he says that he was never able to figure him out. And that's a crazy thing for someone to admit, because fighters don't always admit that. They're always like, oh, I'll get it next time. Like I have him next time. Oh, I think it was a lot closer. I think I could have won. When they lose by a draw, they always say, usually it's like, oh, I thought I did enough. Canelo didn't say that. He said, I couldn't figure him out. He literally said that. I couldn't figure him out. And it's like, wow. That says a lot about Crawford. That says a lot about Crawford. And now there's like a whole thing about my friend even told me that it looks like it's probably going to be Topuria versus Crawford. They're going to do like a little crossover thing, get a lot of money off of it. But man, wow, I was in awe. I was in awe because that performance by Crawford was insane. That was crazy. That was crazy. I knew Crawford was amazing, but I just thought the weight would be too much. That's what I told myself. It's like the bigger guy, that the big good guy always beats the small good guy. That's just how it goes. But Crawford, he looked at me in the eyes and he slapped me and he told me, shut up. That's basically what he did. That's what Crawford did to millions of people. Because wow. I'm still in awe right now just telling y'all about it, man. But anywho, I gave my speech Friday. I was really nervous about it. No, that was a really interesting thing. I get so nervous. And I was so nervous about this speech. That's another reason why you didn't get any videos from me recently. Because I was so focused on this speech. I was so stressed on this speech that my mind didn't sit down and record anything for you. So, yeah, but then I get up there. Well, it's really interesting. Leading up to it, I get so nervous. Like the 2 days before the speech, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday morning, I was like just thinking about it. My mom was like, oh, I'm going to have to give this speech. I'm going to have to give this speech. And it's like, it's a 4-minute speech, 3 minutes minimum. I get into the class, right? I get into the class. We have notes. I don't believe in notes like that. I'm not a big notes person. I feel like it really it makes my mind kind of try to focus on something and try to read off something and make me feel like I'm forced to do something certainly. And if I'm not allowed to do it the way I want to do it in that moment and let my mind kind of go, then that's when I could struggle. That's like when I can struggle a little bit. So I had to submit the notes and I'm the third person. I get ready to go up there, and after the first person, my mind settles down a little bit. Second person, my mind settles down. And then the nerves, it's really interesting. I get up and I start walking onto the little stage little thing. I go up to the podium, not a stage. I go up to the podium in front of the class and I'm just chilling there. And my nerves are they're like background noise. It's like it's there. It's really there, but it's like someone just lowered the volume and just let it sit there. It's not the main thing right now. My nerves are there, but it's not connected to me. Just so weird to explain. It's like I could feel the nerves. I'm definitely nervous. I'm really nervous, but it's not. My mind's not focused on that. And I sit there, and my mind tells me, and I know my mind's like, "Oh, you got this. This is easy. You're gonna dominate this." Because in that moment, I sat there. I looked at everybody. I'm like, "This is what I was nervous about," and I kind of chuckled in my head. I was like, this happens every time. My mind overlooks things and makes it so difficult, and it makes it think that it's going to be so insanely hard, and it's going to be, I'm going to embarrass myself, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I get up there to do it, and then my mind's like, wait, you've done this so many times. Wait, you've done way harder things than this. And then I gave the speech, and it was great. I felt amazing doing the whole thing. I may have gone a little too fast. I was talking slow, but my points were going by fast. And I finished a little early. I got an 89 out of 100 just because I finished 30 seconds before I was supposed to, but that's whatever. And at the end of the day, I gave the speech. I did it well. I did what I was supposed to do. And I did it in a way that I believe was well done. And that's all that matters. So yeah. Saturday morning, I ran 15.58 miles. I sometimes I don't even know what's wrong with me, man. What got me doing that? I was running with my friend, and we were supposed to do 13.1. And we run so far. After a while you want to turn around because it's going to be a walk back. It's a long walk back. The longer you run, the more you're going to have to, because you have to come back. Sometimes people forget that. You're running a direction, you have to come back. We were running 10 miles. I lose them 4 miles in. I had to go use the restroom. So I had to run off. I went to a different route so I could go use the restroom, and then I came back that route and tried to catch them. So for an hour, it's just me slowly breaking down to catch them. For 6 miles. And that whole time, I'm like, is he not going to turn around? Or are you just going to keep going? I started thinking in my head, there's no way this guy's going to have me do a full 26.1 full marathon. There's no way this guy's going to make me do this. 26.2. Make me do this. He's going to just make me keep running. I catch him, and he's like, oh, well, it just looked the scenery looked beautiful, so I didn't want to turn around. So I'm like, so we're going to run another 3 miles, and then we're going to walk 7 miles, dude. 7 miles. You know how long that takes to walk 7 miles? It takes just about a little over an hour to run 7 miles. So I'm like, And my mind's like, So we're running, and then we're like, oh, we might as well keep going. Because I was like at 13.4. He was like at 13.1. I'm like, might as well keep going. So we start going, and my body starts like, because I was trying to catch him. Let's not forget that. So my pace, I had to pick up my pace a lot compared to what I usually do. My chill pace, if I'm going to do like the marathon, I'm probably going to be like 11-minute pace, if I'm being honest. I'm not the fastest guy, but like 11-ish, that's like going to be my pace. I was running an 8-minute pace, 9 mile, 8, 9, and 10. I was doing like 8-ish minute pace because I was trying to break down time and catch him. So yeah, my body was like telling me like, oh my gosh, we're about to go down. And I started looking like a T-Rex. I was like taking heavy steps every time I was running. It's like doom, doom. And I was like, my body was leaning forward. Dude, when we finished, I sat down and it was so hard for me to get back up. And I looked at him, I was like, dude, I'm not walking. I'm not walking these 5-ish miles back. I'm just not gonna do it. So we called someone came and got us, and we got on out of there. And then we had to go and do everything throughout the whole day. We went to the meet and greet with Tracy Cortez, day 2. And then we went shopping real quick. And then we went to go eat at my friend's birthday barbecue. And then we went to go watch the fight at his house. And then I got home and I passed out. And I woke up. When I woke up Sunday morning, which is basically still right now, I felt like I just got out of hibernation. I woke up, I felt like a bear. I felt like a grizzly bear. I was like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Is it 2030? Is it 2037? I didn't know what was going on. I felt like I just fell asleep for years. But yeah, man, that was crazy. And I actually like to look at this with me wearing a shirt, but I don't know if y'all could see this. Let me see if y'all can. I'm pretty sure y'all can. It's like, yeah, it's almost gone. I was going to show y'all because I was wondering if there was dots, but I used a blade. I used a razor. I shaved my chest, by the way. I've done that since like junior year of high school. I shaved my chest because I'm a really hairy person. I'm going to be real about that. I grow a lot of hairs. You can't see that well on my arm hair, but my chest hair is so bad. I don't know why. Why do I have to be such a hairy person? Like, I could have a full beard. I could have like hair down my neck, but I shave it all. I try to keep myself like contained. But I don't know why I get so hairy. It's like, why? Why do I have to be hairy? Why? But yeah, I used the new razor. Started shaving, dude. I started shaving, and also I'm like, oh, this burns a lot. And I looked down, and there's like bumps going everywhere, and then it started blood dripping. I had 109 cuts from just right here up to right here. 109 cuts, and there's just blood out of all those cuts just coming down. Like, what? What are we doing? Is this razor? I was looking at the razor. I was like, I was looking at the razor like it was his fault, which it probably was. But yeah, I'm like, come on, what? I don't know, because I guess because I haven't shaved my chest in a while like that, to where it was like back-to-back shaves. So I guess my chest is very sensitive to it. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna see where I go from here. Because I wanted to wear this tomorrow for school. Because I'm gonna be getting a little risky during my first class. I'm gonna go in. I'm not gonna talk about it yet. I don't want to talk about it yet, but I'm just new crazy. But yeah, guys, that's it for today. Love y'all. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. And I'll talk to y'all Friday. Once again, this has been John Guerra and Guerra and Don. Y'all have a good one.
Burning memories till there's nothing